So with that, Stephen, I'd like to go to our next story, which is CTERA has launched its data intelligence offering designed to enhance augmented generation, or RAG, by linking cloud file services data to chosen Gen AI models, providing real-time private context to improve response accuracy. A CEO of CTERA, Oded Nagel, highlighted that the service enables organizations to securely integrate their proprietary data with AI, delivering relevant insights while maintaining data privacy. Through features such as semantic engines, identity based access, and customizable virtual assistants, CTERA's solution supports both on prem and cloud deployments, addressing challenges related to unstructured data and facilitating effective AI interactions with enterprise environments. Stephen, is this just another vendor saying we got AI too?
Well, it certainly is another vendor saying we got AI too, but I think it makes sense for CTERA to be saying that. So, first off, let me give you a little perspective. So, CTERA is a company that has been around for quite a while. They presented actually at Field Day a couple of times, most recently in September of 23, when we learned a lot about their various platform services, including from their CTO. Essentially, CTERA is not just a storage platform. CTERA really is truly a enterprise file and data platform. They have a global file system, yes, but they also have real data services, including analytics and governance and access as well through a portal, which means that it makes sense for CTERA to add AI features and not the sort of a little co-pilot chatbot on the side that you can ask how to do stuff. No, CTERA is implementing RAG across the data sets that it controls. And it's really interesting the way that they're doing this, and that's that they're controlling access based on the access controls that they also have within their platform. So essentially, as I've mentioned previously here on the rundown and elsewhere, RAG is essentially saying, hey, large language model, here's a question for you, but I don't want you to make up an answer. How about instead of making up an answer, you actually look it up, given this data set that I have. You can summarize the data that I give you, and then you can give me an answer based only on that. And my challenge always when I'm presented with these platforms is to ask it a nonsensical question that it wouldn't have an answer to. So, for example, I was talking to Click. They trained it on a customer support database, and I asked it what the capital of Nebraska was. And I was very happy to see that Click's RAG application said, I don't have that information. That's not in my data set. Well, that's what CTERA is talking about doing here as well, except on a much finer grained basis. So essentially, you would be able to have, assuming that you have the CTERA file platform, that you would be able to say, you meaning an enterprise user of the CTERA platform, would be able to say, hey, what was that presentation that I gave back in 23 to some group called Tech Field Day? And it would be able to locate that file, or it would be able to give you a summary of the presentation slides, or it would be able to tell you maybe, other answers related to that. But if you weren't the person who was supposed to have access to that information, because it's very confidential proprietary information, hopefully the platform would say, hey, look, sorry, but you don't need to know what was said at Tech Field Day, but I will answer a different question for you. In other words, it would have AI assistants acting kind of the way that we want them to act, which is giving information based on actual data and having controls around the data that they can share with the world or with specific users. It makes a lot of sense. I like this idea. And frankly, I agree with our own Camberly Bates, who you've seen here on the rundown, in saying that it really is a smart move for CTERA, and it will really help their customers with bringing AI without losing attention to things like data security, data classification, and data governance. So it's a smart product.